Hello, everyone. Welcome in today. Today, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the wheel mock draft, but I'm going to do mine a little differently. I'm going to have a top choice and a second choice, and then we'll have a little reach section and a small trade section as well. So let's go ahead and start off with the Tennessee Titans at number one. My top choice is Cam Ward. My secondary choice is Abdul Carter. And it looks like we're going to go Cam Ward at number one overall. Nothing crazy there. That makes a ton of sense. Tennessee, the fit's great, honestly. For Cleveland, it's either Abdul Carter or Shador Sanders. So let's go ahead. Abdul Carter's choice number one. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see if we get Abdul or Shador. All right, at pick number two, makes a ton of sense. We're going to stick with what we know, and we're going to go ahead and take Abdul Carter here at pick number two. At three, it's the New York Giants. I'm going to go top choice for them. They need a quarterback bad. No, they don't, actually. I'm going to go Travis Hunter as the top choice and Shador as the secondary choice here. Travis Hunter or Shador here. Looks like we might get a reach. Okay, here at pick number three, we're getting the reach. And to be honest with you, the reach can classify as somebody like Shador, who I don't have rated this high, but boy, that's a tough one. What would be a reach? Honestly, a reach here is basically anybody outside of Travis Hunter, in my opinion, for the New York Giants. I just don't know why they would pass on him. But we're going to go Shador as the reach because he's much lower on my board. And I am going to base that off of my board quite a bit. So Shador is going to go at three, even though he's the secondary choice. He's also the reach choice in this situation. So at pick four, the New England Patriots are up. Their top choice is going to be Travis Hunter. And I do think their secondary choice for me is going to be probably, this is a tough one. It's between Armin Membu and Will Campbell. I don't love Will Campbell this high, I got to be honest with you. We just don't really need a right tackle, and I'm not sure if Membu can play on the left side. So it's a tough choice, but I think our secondary choice, we're going to go ahead and do Will Campbell just because he plays on the left. I don't love it. I'd honestly almost rather have Calvin Banks in this situation, but it won't matter. We're going to get our top choice. It's going to end up being Travis Hunter to the New England Patriots. And this is relatively chalky so far. So at pick five, the Jacksonville Jaguars are up. And for them, my top choice is Mason Graham. My secondary choice is Tetaroa McMillan. So let's go ahead and spin it and see what we get. We might have a reach here. We have a reach in the top five at number five. So for Jacksonville, if you look at them, they need D-line help, and that's why I really like Mason Graham. I guess if you had to go based off of my board, a reach here at pick five would be a guy that I'm not this high on. He's right around the same range for me, and that's Will Johnson. He's going to be the reach to the Jacksonville Jaguars here at pick five. So at pick six, it's the Las Vegas Raiders coming up. Ashton Jeanty is my top choice, and I do think my secondary choice for them is going to be Tet McMillan. So let's go ahead and spin it and see what we get. All right, we're going to get our top choice here. That makes a ton of sense. We're going to have Ashton Jeanty come off the board to the Las Vegas Raiders. Now at pick seven, the New York Jets are up. It's going to be Armin Membu as my top and Mason Graham as my second choice. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what we get here. We might have a trade. No, it ends up being our secondary choice, which is fine. Mason Graham's a fantastic player. I think he should go in top five. He does have some questions about his size and his length, I should say. And, he did come in a little lighter than we expected, but I love Mason Graham and I'm willing to bet on him. At pick eight, it's the Carolina Panthers up on the board. And for me, they need edge bad. I do know my secondary choice is going to be Tetaroa McMillan. Mike Green's my top rated edge, and I'm going to put Mike Green as the top option here. So let's see what the Carolina Panthers do here. Looks like they're going to go ahead and land Mike Green here, which is honestly, it's a fantastic pick for him. He's got a lot of juice, and he's a true edge rusher. My biggest issue is you're projecting a lot with both the Georgia guys, and I'm just not sure if I can get there on them, if I'm being fully honest with you. Now at pick nine, the New Orleans Saints are up. They're an interesting team. They need edge help, but I don't love a lot of the edges now that Mike Green's off the board in this range. I don't know that I can what to do here, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to go ahead and make Tet McMillan their top choice. And I think I'm going to actually make Will Campbell as their secondary choice here. Let's go ahead and see who we get. Tet McMillan or Will Campbell. I don't love Trevor Penning, so it makes a ton of sense for me to have Will Campbell go there to replace him, even though he's more of a left tackle. He played right tackle before in high school, so he has played over there. It's just been a few years. It doesn't matter. We're getting Ted McMillan to the New Orleans Saints here at pick number 9. At pick 10, it's the Chicago Bears. This is an interesting position for them to end up in. I personally think edge and running back, you can probably maybe get somebody in the second round, but I don't love a lot of the other positions up this high. I think I'm going to give him Will Campbell as number 1. And for me, number 2 is going to end up being probably Omarion Hampton here at this range. I think makes the most sense to me. So it's going to be top choice Will Campbell, or I mean, they're going to get their top choice here. I have to look at the board. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now on who it is. Oh, Will Campbell. It was Will Campbell. Okay, I was right. Will Campbell comes off the board here. He can play left tackle, right tackle. I almost had him do Membu, but I think Campbell makes a ton of sense because of the left tackle already. Membu, he's more of a right tackle. You already have Darnell Wright over there. So that brings up the San Francisco 49ers. I personally think Walter Nolan's going to be the top choice here. And then this is a tough one for me because I do want to project them tackle a ton. I think they probably would take somebody that could have left tackle flexibility in the long term, like Calvin Banks. So I think I'm going to go Walter Nolan and Calvin Banks here. So top choice is Walter Nolan. Let's see if that's who they end up getting. It looks like that's what they're going to end up doing here. And it is Walter Nolan headed to the San Francisco 49ers, my top choice. This one hasn't gone too crazy. Wow, he's really low on this board, isn't he? Oh, yeah. That's way lower than I think he should be. At pick 12, it's the Dallas Cowboys. I actually really like the situation that they're in right now. I think my top choice for the Dallas Cowboys would be Matthew Golden in this situation. I'm a big Golden fan. I think I have him like 14 on my big board right now. It's not finalized, but he's pretty high on my board. So I think my top choice is going to be Matthew Golden, and my secondary choice is going to be Jahdae Barron as we spin for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, they're going to trade maybe. Oh, nope. They're going to go second choice here. Jahdae Barron, that's a good pick. I have no issues with that. I do think he can play outside even though he doesn't have the length. You're probably better off just playing him in the slot. I think it's just his best path forward for success in the NFL. Next up is going to be the Miami Dolphins. I don't think a tackle is like a crazy need for them. I think they need more interior. So I think I'm going to give him Armin Membu just because he's still available, even though I would prefer him to stick at tackle as my top choice. And then my secondary choice is going to be Malachi Starks here. Let's go ahead and spin it. And it looks like they're going to go Malachi Starks. Nothing crazy. I'm surprised we haven't had any trades or anything yet. I do have this weighted pretty heavily. I just think it makes the most sense to do it this way. So it looks like Malachi Starks is coming off the board here at pick 13. Indy is up. Top choice has got to be Tyler Warren. And my secondary choice for them is actually a little bit more of a power guy. And it's going to be Tyler Booker, I think, here to the Colts. I think they need to get that interior of the offensive line fixed. And I'm going to put him at 14 here as a possibility as my secondary choice. Oh, they might trade. This is close. Nah, not really at all. It's their top choice. They're going to go ahead and get Tyler Warren off the board. Nothing wrong with this pick here. Fantastic player, shouldn't still be on the board here. At pick 15, the Atlanta Falcons are up. I think for them, you have to put an edge on there. And I guess if I was going to choose one, they probably need a traditional edge, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go Shamar Stewart because he's next on my board. I'll go Shamar Stewart as my top choice. And then my secondary choice for them, don't love that this high. I think I'm going to put my secondary as Jahad Campbell here. So let's see if they go Shamar or Jahad Campbell. It looks like they're going to go Shamar Stewart here with this next pick. At pick 16, that brings up the Arizona Cardinals. I personally think they need help across the O-line. Armin Membu should not be on the board, so it's going to be Membu as my top choice for them. I think he could step in, play right tackle right away. And then I'm actually going to also stick with my Jahad Campbell as an option here. I'm going to go Membu and Campbell. And it looks like it's going to be Jahad Campbell heading to the Arizona Cardinals to line up in the middle of that defense. And they can try to use him across their defense if they need to. But it's Jahad Campbell at pick 16. That brings the Cincinnati Bengals up at number 17. And the Bengals need an edge help, like big time. They need it bad. Michael Williams is their exact type. He's going to be my top choice, even though he would be probably my reach choice as well in a lot of ways. My secondary choice for them, I'm going to put Kenneth Grant. We're going D-line basically regardless here. And we're going to go ahead and end up at our top choice. I don't love this pick. Michael Williams is much lower on my board, but he's going to go at pick 17. He just fits what the Bengals like in their edge rushers. At pick 18, it's the Seattle Seahawks. They need interior help so bad, but they just don't do it. So I'm not sure that they will even here, honestly. But I'm going to make Matthew Golden as their top choice. And then it's got to be Armand Membu because he could play tackle as their secondary choice, even though I just can't believe Membu's still on the board here. And it's going to be Matt Golden going to him. I just think they need playmaking help, even with Cooper Kupp. Like they just have a lot of. I just think Kupp and JSN are good, but I think you get a guy in there to surround and really help out Sam Darnold with Matthew Golden. That brings the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here up at pick 19. As much as I hate it, I think Jalen Walker is going to have to be a choice here. And I'm also going to go ahead and do something that I've seen. I can't remember who did it, but they had Kenneth Grant go here, or at least as an option to go here. And he's going to be my secondary choice for the Buccaneers. I'm just not a big Jalen Walker guy, and as a Bucs fan, I don't really want him to go there, but it looks like we might be getting Jalen Walker on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't believe Armand Membu's still available this far down. At this point in time, he's just good value. It's insane that he's even an option this late in the draft. So that brings up the Denver Broncos. O-line's really dropped in this, and I don't think they need O-line help. They need D-line help big time. Top choice for me for the Denver Broncos is going to be Omarion Hampton, followed by Kenneth Grant. So let's see what they end up doing. Easy, top choice. They're going Omarion Hampton. He's a really good player. You just can't argue with that at all. Here at pick 20. At pick 21, the Pittsburgh Steelers are up. Quarterback has to be an option for them, but I think that's going to be my reach option if for some reason we land on it. I don't think Jackson Dart's worth the 21st pick, but you do have to at least consider it. I think my top choice for the Pittsburgh Steelers is probably going to be, I have to have Membu as an option. Like, how does he not fall, or how does he fall this far? And Banks, like, I just don't feel like they should be available here. But I think I'm going to do Membu as my top option. Let me look real quick, actually. I got to pull my phone out and look at our lads real quick. I just don't think they need O-line help, honestly. But Membu could play guard. I just don't think you need him to. This is a really tough situation to be in here for Pittsburgh. I think Kenneth Grant could be a good option for him. I don't think the board really fell in their favor, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to go, my top option is going to be Kenneth Grant. And my secondary option for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think I'm going to do Derek Harmon. And we're just going to go 2D linemen right now and see what ends up happening here on the spin. And it's going to be Kenneth Grant coming off the board. I know that they don't necessarily value the nose position that high. They've filled it with a bunch of lower tier players in the past. But I do believe he could come in. He could play alongside, who is it, Laudermilk. He could play out at, I don't love the pick, but honestly, the board didn't fall well, and I like Kenneth Grant, so he's going to go here at pick 21 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. At pick 22, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. Colston Loveland's going to be my top choice. Actually, he's not. I got to change that. I think you can get Membu in there and play guard and just make this team nasty. So I'm going to do Membu as my top and Loveland as my second, because Membu just shouldn't be on the board, and I feel like Harbaugh would want the best player available. And of course, we're going to get the secondary here. And it's going to be Colston Loveland still going to the Chargers. Great fit and all. I don't know how Membu's still on the board at this point. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, we need a team to trade up and just come get Armand Membu right now. And yeah, talk about insanity to me. The Green Bay Packers are up, though. I think they need corner help bad. I don't think the board fell the best for that. I think receiver-wise, I'm going to do Luther Burden as an option for sure. I think I should. I don't love picking for the Packers. I'm not going to lie to you here. I'm just going to do Luther Burden is probably my top choice for them in this situation. And then my secondary choice at corner is probably going to be Maxwell Hairston. Even though it's still slightly early for me, we'll do Hairston as our second choice. It looks like it's going to be Luther Burden III. I haven't finished my full eval on him yet. Like, I've evaluated him earlier this year, but I haven't done my final eval. And I'm just not as low on him as everybody else is. And I see a guy like that franchise guy who's a big Packers fan who wants Burden to go there and he thinks he'd be a great fit. I'm going to trust that and put him here at pick 23. That brings up Minnesota at pick 24. I know they've addressed their interior, but I think a guy like Armin Membu being here, you got to have Membu as the top choice. And honestly, I think you have to do Calvin Banks as a secondary choice because either one of them could play guard. No, we're going to do Armin Membu as the top choice. And our secondary choice is going to be probably Derek Harmon, if I had to guess. Let's look at the D line here and just make sure I'm not forgetting anybody that I'm high on. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Derek Harmon here. So top choice, Armin Membu. Secondary choice is going to be Derek Harmon. And of course, we're not going to get top choice because everybody hates that. However, we're finally going to get this situation resolved. We're getting him off the board here. Armin Membu should not be available at pick 24. The Minnesota Vikings are the perfect trade partners here because the Minnesota Vikings have like no picks. Oh, I hit New England. I think the Patriots win. I'm going to do the New England Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan. Maybe I should look to keep the Vikings in the first round. Is there a team that would need a... Oh, I'm going to have the Rams jump up. That's what I'm going to do. The Rams are going to jump up with the Vikings. Vikings are going to give up pick 24. The LA Rams are going to come up, give up pick 26, and probably like a late round pick. And we'll just trade that away. That brings the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not worried about the value right now. We're only doing a first round mock, so I'm not worried about that. And the Rams are going to get Armin Membu, and I think he's going to be their long-term replacement at right tackle for Havenstein. Great value here at pick 24. Membu should not be on the board. Calvin Banks shouldn't be on the board, but they are. Now with the Houston Texans up, Calvin Banks is my top choice to come in and play the interior. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think a guy like Gray Zabel is going to be my second choice because I really truly feel like they need O-line help. And we're going to have back-to-back trades here. And I think I know what I'm going to do, and people are going to hate it, but I think even though they paid at left tackle, the Kansas City Chiefs are a good option to come up here. I think Baltimore is still an option to come up here. Houston can get guard help in the second round. That's their biggest need. Honestly, they could use tackle help too. I mean, they got rid of Laramie Tunsil, but they have young guys that they want to believe in, even though I don't think I fully agree with it. We're going to have the Texans trade with New England Patriots because the Patriots need a left tackle. They can get aggressive, and they can come up and snag Calvin Banks here. So we're going to have to give up 38. We'll say 77, and that's the trade. All right, it's not letting me do the trade here with New England. I don't know why. We're going to pretend New England came up. We're still doing the trade here. The Patriots are coming up. They're selecting Calvin Banks here at pick 25. The Texans are going to drop out of the first round. They get extra picks, and they can get good players in the second round, man. And even early in third, I think there's still good value there for the Houston Texans. That brings up Minnesota here at pick 26. My top choice for them is probably going to be, I still think they need interior O-line. I just don't love the moves they made there. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Gray Zabel. And then Nick Emmanwori is going to be my secondary choice here to come in and learn underneath Harrison Smith, which is something I really think he needs. And it's going to be Gray Zabel coming off the board. I just think it's too good a value here for the Minnesota Vikings. I love Gray Zabel. He's going to be off the board here at pick 26. At pick 27, it's the Baltimore Ravens up. Now, they need edge help. I think you look at the edge position. Ezeraku is going to probably be my choice over James Pierce. And then I might do Ezeraku and James Pierce here. Ezeraku is my top choice. James Pierce is my secondary choice. I really feel like they're going to attack the edge here. And it's going to be Ezeraku coming off the board. You know, it makes a ton of sense. Donovan Ezeraku here at pick 27. At pick 28, it's Detroit Lions. They need edge help bad. They also could use interior offensive line, in my opinion. So I think my top choice for them almost has to be James Pierce Jr., but I'm going to do a secondary choice of Tyler Booker just because he's so nasty. And I think it's an underrated need on the interior. And we're going to get our reach here. So the Lions decide they're going to go ahead and go down the board here with this pick. So let's look at the edge class. This is one of my guys, and this is going to be my way of getting him in the first round, and maybe they see it the same way. I think as a number 2 edge rusher, it's got to be Princely Umanmielen. I think he can win. He has a pass rush repertoire that's awesome. We're going to go Princely Umanmielen here at pick 28. He's one of my guys in this class. He would be top 15 for me, but he does have a little bit of red flags with what happened. You know, you do have to question that a little bit. So he's coming in at pick 28 to the Detroit Lions. I'm high on him. I know his run D is not good, but if you love James Pierce, how do you not love Princely Umanmielen? Yeah, he doesn't have the freaky straight line speed, but he has more bend, in my opinion. And I think he has more functional pass rush, in my opinion, because of that. So he may not have that first step quickness of James Pierce, but I think the fact that he's a better pass rusher, he bends the edge better and flattens to the quarterback, it just makes it more functional out of him. And I don't know. I guess that's where I'm in the very small minority here. I love Princely Uman. I know people say his run D is terrible, but I think he shows more effort than people give him credit for. And I do think he could develop there. At pick 29, it's going to bring up the Washington Commanders here. This is an interesting spot. James Pierce might still be an option here, actually, for them. This is a tough one, actually. I think Josh Simmons makes a ton of sense because he could be their replacement to Andrew Wiley on the right side. So I think Josh Simmons is going to be my top choice, followed by James Pierce Jr. is going to be my top choice. Josh Simmons is going to be my secondary choice. And it is going to be my secondary choice here with the Washington Commanders. So it's Josh Simmons. He's going to have a time to recover from that patella injury. And I think he can take over for Andrew Wiley on the right side right away. That brings up the Buffalo Bills here at pick 30. I don't think they need to, but Nick Emmanwori would be an interesting pick here. I think Derek Harmon's their top choice right here, right now. And I think I'm going to do Emeka Ibuka as their second option. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel here. All right. Easy enough. They're going to get Derek Harmon. He belongs in the first round. I'm happy to see him come off the board here to Buffalo at pick 30. He's just a fantastic player. I love him. I think he's everything you want as a pass rushing defensive tackle. He does give you some girth and size. I will say he did lose a little bit of that coming over from Michigan State when he lost the weight, but I still think it's in there, man. He's a great run D, and he has that pass rush upside. I love the fit in Buffalo. So at pick 31, it's the Kansas City Chiefs coming up. You know, everybody and their brother wants to give him a tackle, and I think Josh Connerly makes a ton of sense here because you just don't know about left tackle. And at right tackle, I don't trust Jawan Taylor over there. But Connerly is more of a left side guy. I do think D-line is actually an underrated need for this team. But to be honest with you, I don't love how the board fell. Darius Alexander's a little old. I just don't think he's a first round guy. Tyleik Williams, I'm not as high on as they have him here. But also, I've seen him fall during his 40 at the Pro Day for Ohio State. I've got to see if he has any significant injuries. And the rest of these guys just not up this high. I got to be honest with you there. I don't think that's going to be where we go. I think edge could make some sense for them guys. But then again, it's not their top need. We're going to say some interesting things here could happen. I don't love this situation, honestly, for the Kansas City Chiefs. Looking at how the board fell, I just don't. But I think Emeka Ibuka is going to be an option here. And I think he would complement what they already have and what they've invested in. Even though he's a first-round player, I think Emeka Ibuka could be a great option here. And let me look at the interior of the offensive line. I think we're going to go ahead and give him Tyler Booker as an option. So I know they got, what was his name in the second round? Kingsley Suamataia last year, and they expect him to slide in the guard. But I just think the way the board fell, we're going to go Tyler Booker as an option and Emeka Ibuka. And I think I'm going to make Ibuka the top choice in this situation. So Emeka Ibuka looks like he's going to become a Kansas City Chief, and that's exactly what ends up happening. Emeka Ibuka heads to the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting fit, but I think he goes and he fills a good role there. Like they've had, what's his name? They keep bringing him back. Juju, he played for the Patriots. I should know that as a Patriots fan. Yes, I'm a Bucks and a Patriots fan. Grew up a longtime Patriots fan, became a Bucks season ticket holder during Jameis's 30 for 30, so I also root for the Bucks, but as a Patriots fan, I've been a lifelong Patriots fan, born in New England there. That's why. Born in Massachusetts. So it's in my blood, but not one of them bandwagon guys. Juju's getting older, and I think Emeka could come in and replace him long term. And that'd be a great fit for the Kansas City Chiefs here. At pick 32, the Philadelphia Eagles are up. I think James Pierce Jr. has just got to be an option and probably is going to be their top option. And then I think Tyler Booker is going to be their secondary option. Let's go ahead and see what happens. And it looks like they're going to go Tyler Booker here on the interior of the offensive line and invest. That makes some sense here. That's it for our mock draft here. We had a trade. Actually, we had two, but only one shows up. I don't think it actually was too crazy. Will Johnson went higher than I normally would have him go. So did Mike Green. Jahdae Barron to the Cowboys. Shamar Stewart. Mykel Williams going at 17 is high for me, but it makes a lot of sense. I would never put Jalen Walker with the Bucks because I just don't want it to happen, and it ended up happening here. Like I said, this right here isn't to the Texans. Calvin Banks is to the Patriots because the Texans had to trade out. But I couldn't get the trade to go through. So that's it, though. That's our full mock. This is an interesting idea, and I think I want to maybe try it again one more time and adjust the formula a little bit. But I think it's actually pretty cool. And like I said, it's a play on what you've seen Bengal do, and Broshmo, I think, also did it. It's just I wanted to do it a little different where I chose the players, but it just limited my options, basically. So that's it for our mock today. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little bit different. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.